Hi, I'm Faisal from Game Shuttle, and what we're about to do is we're going to try to transfer our 100 plus game library over to our new Nintendo Switch 2 console. That way, this is also set up and ready to use for your Nintendo Switch 2 rental. So how about we begin? Let's turn this guy on first and go through the initial setup screen. Okay? So we're going to pick English. Our region is the Americas. We're always going to accept this. And now let's do our internet settings. All right. Well, let's skip that. We're connecting to the internet. So while that works, let's just return back to our Switch 1 console. So this is our full library of games, over 100 plus games. This does include some of the emulators over here, which that in itself also includes more games in it. So we really want to bring everything over. That way, if you guys select either Nintendo Switch 1 option or a Nintendo Switch 2, you really have access to all of this. It looks like the Wi-Fi is now connected, so let us proceed to the next step. About to download update data. We can go through this. All right, so we're gonna actually pause while this thing updates, and we'll get back to it. And we're back. We have decided to plug in the adapter over here. So now it's asking me to enter a time zone. So I'm living in Mississauga, Ontario, which is pretty much right inside Toronto. So we're gonna select that. With Nintendo Switch 2, you can play games wherever you want, however you want. Perfect. We can use a stand. Okay. We can detach our Joy-Cons. So I'm actually going to link the video. We did do an assembly video where we already did go over a lot of these. So we're going to try to skip through this because we really want to start. Oh, it's asking me to detach it. All right, let's try that. Attach a Joy-Con too as well. There we go. Next, select next to the controller you removed. So we're going to do that. It says connected to TV. We're going to do that later. We just want to really set up our console. We're going to skip this. This is just setting up the power grip as well. So I'm going to connect these back. Let's just do that right here, right now. And let's continue. Okay. It is downloading updating data. So it does say 2 minutes left. So I'm going to pause the recording over here and we'll resume once this is done. We're at 98%. Let's see, will it get stuck in 100? Okay, no. It's actually proceeded right away. Almost everything goes to 100 and it stays right there. So it's just going to restart the console. And Nintendo. Perfect. Let's just set this down for now and see what happens. There we go. System update complete. Now we can do a system transfer. This is exactly what we want to do. So we're going to start system transfer over here. I don't have an SD card in this console right now, which is no problem because we will be getting one for this as needed. So we'll skip for now. I'm going to sign into my Nintendo account. Okay. I'm going to pause here until I sign into my account because I don't want anyone seeing our information. All right, we're signed in. There we go. That's my original Nintendo account. Move this system and the source system together, close together to transfer data. All right. They are close. And we're going to press OK over here. Please do the following on your Nintendo Switch system. So that's over here. Oh, let's just jiggle these wires a bit. It says press the home button. That's where we are right now. Go to system settings. So that's over here. You can really see we've been playing Vampire Survivors recently. Okay. And now we've got to find system transfer. System. There we go. System transfer to Nintendo Switch 2. There we go. Next. Please wait. You can keep playing compatible Nintendo Switch software on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Beautiful, because I have so many games I want to be able to play them on the new one as well. Alright. Make sure your Nintendo Switch 2 is ready nearby. Alright, done. And we're going to set this down next to each other. And now we'll see how this goes. All right. By starting a system transfer, it looks like just some policy things we need to go through. Next. Oh yeah, it's showing everything. Save data for the following games will be removed from this system and transferred over. All right, I like that. It's actually really important. Okay, they are close and they're connected. So if you look over here, connected to the Nintendo Switch system, data will now be received. We do have both connected to an AC adapter, so we're going to say start download. Please wait. All right, let's see how much time is left, and then we'll pause the video and come back once it's done. It's at 1%. This may take a while, so let's just set these guys aside. There we go, and we'll come back once it's done. I do want to come back quickly. It is saying about 25 minutes to transfer that many games, which is honestly not bad. I was expecting maybe an hour, 2 hours. So I think this is very good because I don't have to wait too long just to get started on playing. After we do transfer everything, I am also going to quickly download the Nintendo GameCube, and then I'm also going to quickly download Mario Kart World and get that process started. Oh, it's down to 15 minutes. Perfect. So I'm going to pause the video and I'll come back to you guys once this is done. I'm just coming back a bit. It's saying 2 minutes left, even though it is at 100%. I did get my download codes ready as well. So one is for Mario Kart World, and one is for Online Plus Expansion Pack. So I am curious how this will work because I do already have a membership. I wonder if this will just add on to it. So we'll see how that works as well. Oh, and what do you know? It's done. Let's see. So the system was supposed to restart. It is transferring over some save data as well. Oh, there we go. There's still a bit left, so let's just keep these together again. Alright, I'm going to pause and we'll come back. Alright, so I do want to show this from the Nintendo Switch 1. Data has been sent. Please wait until the process is complete on the Nintendo Switch 2. And hit OK. And what do you know? Everything is still here, which is perfect. Rocket League is downloading. I don't know why. Oh, it's just updating. So while this finishes setting up, this does mean we get to use the virtual game card system. Okay, so it shows not everything is on here because everything has been loaded onto the Switch 2, right? This is still our full library. It still does have absolutely everything. So it is wonderful, and it is going to be pretty straightforward because it's a new system they did develop, especially for people who are still going to be using two consoles. That's going to work for us because we are renting out both of these systems as well. So we do need a good way to be able to load games on both. As I was talking, take a look at this. System transfer is complete. Downloadable software will be re-downloaded later. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Videos will present a micro SD card. That's fine, we don't really need that. And setup is complete. Would you look at that? Alright, this is our first load. Beautiful. This is the first time we're setting this up. So of course a lot of these games do have to download. It's going to try to download as much as possible, but it's very easy for us to actually select which games you want to try first. Okay, so even here if I show you the virtual game cards, you can see all of them are loaded on here right now. Again, which is excellent. This is exactly what we need. I guess some games aren't quite loaded over here. Some of these games aren't even in the eShop anymore, so I'm surprised to see them over here. But we're going to go ahead and do one last step. First, let's take a look at our Nintendo Switch Online, because there's one thing I do want to see. I want to see our Nintendo Switch 2 edition for Tears of the Kingdom. So it is definitely revamped. It's much faster. There we go. This is one of the first things you want to get. You get Wind Waker, phenomenal game, F-Zero, and the very first Soul Calibur. which features link. I do remember that. So we will work on getting all these downloaded as well. Let's start with this one. It's a free download with us. So this is my first time seeing this Nintendo eShop actually. Enter the PIN or sign in info for your Nintendo account. Okay, so I'm gonna pause the video here again as I sign in. Alright, I've signed in. So let's get this guy. Confirm, free download. There we go. Continue shopping. Let's close the shop for now. So I will re-download all the other consoles as well, just a moment later. But now it's time for one of the main things we want to do. We really want to get some of our extra features when it comes to this. So let's see. This is what I wanted. Upgrade pack details. I should get this for free. Download. There we go. So in Canadian, it is about $14 to $15 for an upgrade pack, which is more than what you would see in US dollars. That is just the plight of Canadians, to be honest. Alright, so I'm going to actually grab our download codes now. This is our one for Mario Kart World, and this is also for Nintendo Switch Online. We're going to try to get this one. I'm going to actually scratch this code off screen so you guys don't actually see what this is. So I'm going to pause the video here. And we're back. I do want to see one thing. Does it keep all of my groups are in here? That is actually really nice. So before we actually add Mario Kart World, I do want to do this. How do I manage groups? Oh, okay. They definitely made it much. The UI is a lot nicer. The UX is definitely better. We're just gonna add GameCube. So, because we do want to keep all of the emulators for the consoles will always be available no matter what, because they're very small download. When we do get to your own personal rental, we'll always customize these things. But let's go back to what we really want. We want to get Mario Kart World. I've been seeing so many videos about that game, and it's phenomenal. So we go all the way down here. Is this the revamped eShop? It actually loads? That's wonderful. This is the first, finally they actually made this work properly. Let's go. Well, let's enter our code and let's download one of the best games ever made for this console so far, until Metroid Prime. Or maybe a new Smash. So I'm going to pause the video as I enter the code. Yeah, let's see. Alright, I put the code in. It says confirm content to redeem. I want this guy. I really want this guy. Alright, and close. Nice. So this game card has been loaded. Perfect. Beautiful. I love it. So we're gonna download this first. Okay. Because this is probably one of the bigger games. I want to download this second, this third, and I think that about wraps it up. There are going to be a few more games I'm going to get on here that's Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive. For example, there's the Fortnite Nintendo Switch 2 edition. I'm going to test a few things as well with this guy. But I do want to say thank you guys very much for watching this video. This has been transferring our 100 plus game library from our Nintendo Switch 1 all the way to our Nintendo Switch 2. Both are available for rental. You can visit our website, you can follow our Instagram, and you can message us on all of our social media to ever learn more. This is me, I'm Faisal, I'm from Game Shuttle, and I'll see you guys next time.